All right, all right. Thank you, DJ. Thank you, DJ. My colleague Claire over there rocking us out. I don't know about y'all, but I was jamming. 503, we're going to go ahead and get started. We had RCPs upwards north of 500, but I think we'll probably hit around 200 in a little bit. So we'll go ahead and get going. Just a reminder, this is being live streamed. It's also being recorded. And as was posted in the chat, we will be posting this on YouTube within the next week or so. And so, thank you for joining us. Welcome on behalf of myself, the undergraduate admissions team, my colleagues, from different departments here at Santa Clara that are joining us today. Welcome. You all should give yourself a round of applause. You've been admitted to Santa Clara, and I'm sure you were admitted to many other institutions as well. This past year has been a first for all of us, quite frankly. So congratulations to you and your family for navigating it successfully. And welcome to Santa Clara University. Welcome to the Bronco family. And so this session really is intended to just sort of give you the run of the land in terms of what's coming up, right? What are the next steps and things like that. I'm going to take just a few minutes to really take you to the website and then just kind of explain literally and show you, demonstrate where you can find information about next steps should you have any questions, right? I know I sometimes forget where I put my keys and things like that. So, I know it's helpful to have a reminder every now and then. And so I'm going to share my screen very quickly. All righty, boom, boom. Okay, and then we'll make this full screen. Boom, all right, look at that, off to a good start. I'm not the most technological guy, but we got this going. And so here is the main Santa Clara University page, right? That's the main page. Look at those statistics. Oh my goodness, you guys are coming into a very successful place. And so if you're here at the home screen and you're saying, okay, well, what's coming up next? What are my deadlines? Where's that admitted student website they're talking about? If you just go www.scu.edu/ let's go ahead and do that. I'm in charge of the transfer, so that always pops up. Oh, let's go admitted. Spelled it right, good stuff. Boom, hit that. It takes you right there. All righty. And again, I want to give a big shout out to some of the folks in my office. Our technical folks and our communications folks are putting together this fabulous and very straightforward website. And so you're here at the admitted student website. And if you wanted to find out all the different information about, well, basically any kind of information you want to know, you can go here. We're going to go over the next steps, right, or the deadlines. And there's two places you can go to find that: here, where it says deadlines, or you could come down to where it says deadlines here and click on regular decision, because at this point, we're all pretty much at the same timeline, whether you applied, early, the ED applicants had some different timelines in terms of when to deposit and all of that. But at this point, we're all on pretty much the same timeline. And so this section right here, what you need to do. So we're already past the May stuff, right? May 1, everybody's deposited, everybody's who's here. Hopefully you all have submitted your official test scores if you took them. Again, no pressure if you do not, but if you did, we'd like to get those official scores just because, this in this test optional environment, excuse my neighbor's dog, that's just some of the data that we're trying to capture, right, as we move forward and make a case for staying test optional or, vice versa, moving forward. And so except financial aid packages, again, May 1 stuff you should have already done because it's May 27th. Register for advising an academic course registration, right? That's where every incoming student is going to be enrolling for your fall classes. And I know I've been looking at the numbers. I'm pretty sure you all have done that. Let's skip down to June 8th, right? And so, activate and start regularly checking your SCU email account, okay? And so I know some of you are probably chomping at the bit for that SCU email account. That happens after you have been matriculated, which is just a fancy term you don't even need to worry about, but it's just sort of an in-house thing that happens after that. There's about a 3-day window until you receive your SCU email account. And so on June 8th, you should be looking for that. If you would like to register with the Office of Accessible Education, and you can go there to that website and do so. The second language placement test survey, if you plan to take a language other than English during your year of study, and that is pretty much a requirement for everybody outside of the School of Engineering, in part because if you're an engineer, you already speak a different language, right? My wife does. Sometimes it's hard for us to communicate. Just kidding, just kidding. And so again, there's a website if you need more information about that placement test. The calculus readiness exam, right? If your major will require calculus and you do not have transfer or AP credit, then you need to take the calculus readiness exam. You can do that via your eCampus account. For international students who do not hold a US passport, submit a completed I-20 request via international students and scholars at that website there. Very important if you're an international student, and I'm sure you already know this, it is very important to do things by the deadlines, if not sooner, because the international process and documents and all of that can take some time. And I do want to encourage folks at this point, utilize that chat feature. If you have questions, and we'll try to get to those if we can, but definitely utilize that chat feature. All right, submit official final high school transcripts to the Office of Undergraduate Admission by July 11th. Again, that said, the caveat, it's COVID times. We understand if it takes a little bit longer. However, those are required, so do please get those to us ASAP. Submit final college transcripts to the Office of Undergraduate Admission. Some of you have been dual enrolled during high school. If you want credit for those courses, and you should, you need to get those to us as soon as possible. AP, IB levels, same thing, right? Get those to us. Submit all loan and/or verification documents to the Financial Aid Office. You'll see the deadlines there. The payment deadline for fall tuition, housing, and fees is August 21st, right? Sometimes a lot of folks call the office saying, when is that bill due? The 21st. And so that's usually, and I believe the first of the billing month is when the bursar's office sends out the notification. The 21st is when it's due. The official start to the academic year begins with Welcome Weekend, all right? And that's designed for all new students and their families, September 18th to the 19th this year. First day of classes, you can do the undergraduate academic calendar there. Parents, I know, again, we can be forgetful. So, if you ever say, when does school start? All that information is right there. Submit proof of health insurance, a very important thing. So submit proof of health insurance via the Cal Center, or you can enroll in the SU-sponsored health insurance plan, or submit the waiver. Very important step to take there, because if you do not opt out of that, then you will be billed for the Santa Clara insurance. And so make sure that you do that. All righty. And so I've reached my time. And that's pretty straightforward. Again, just really want to kind of show you guys how to get to that information that you need. And so I'm going to stop sharing, and I'm going to pass it over to my two colleagues who are awesome. They're rock stars, and they have all the information you really need to know at this point. So Cam and Laura, you want to take it over? Congrats again, everybody.
Thank you, AJ. Welcome, everyone, to Santa Clara University. My name's Laura Fugietta, and I am the Dean of Academic Support Services and the Director of the John B. Drummond Academic Advising and Learning Resources Center. Congratulations on getting through such a tough year. Well, now you can focus on some exciting experiences ahead of you. We can't wait to welcome you to campus this fall. In the meantime, this summer, you can prepare for your undergraduate career. By now, you should have signed up for your academic advising session this summer. If you have not done so yet, then you need to please email drummondcenter@scu.edu to register for a session. I'll drop that in the chat after I'm done speaking today. We'll be sending out emails pretty regularly. So as AJ mentioned, we cannot emphasize strongly enough that you need to be checking your email account often. And that means not only the one that you use right now, that's your personal one, but also once your SCU email account is activated. One of the emails that we'll be sending out in June will invite you to participate in the Technology for Academic Success series. This online course gets you acquainted with all our tech resources and support. Also, it's going to be very essential to take a look at this, because that's how we're going to help you register for your classes during your first year advising and registration session. Another invitation you'll receive will be the first year advising and registration online course, which covers the core curriculum, majors, and all things needed to prepare for your academic advising appointment. So don't worry if you have questions now, that course is going to cover it all. An extensive amount of information is covered in this class. So definitely take time over a couple of days, if not more, to review the material that's in that course. Don't just do it in one sitting. It'd be too much and overwhelming. Shortly before your academic advising session, you will receive an email with information about your advising appointment. It will include the day, the exact time of your advising appointment, and the Zoom link you'll need to join that appointment. That advising appointment will last about an hour. During this appointment, you'll be advised in a small group with 1 or 2 other students. Please note this: for the privacy of the other students in the advising session, parents and supporters will not be allowed to join in this advising appointment. These advising sessions are designed for students only. During the first half of the appointment, the advisor will go over some of the key points that were covered in that first-year advising and registration course that you completed. And they're also going to talk about fall course options. Then the second half of the hour, you're going to jump in on your computer while you're meeting with the advisor and begin registering for your classes. And they'll walk you through the steps on what to do for registration. At the end of that appointment, you'll be all registered for fall. Now, I know I get a lot of questions from students about who will get better course options. Maybe I'll get better course options if I'm in the earliest session. I want to let you know this is not the case. First off, we reserve seats for incoming students, and these seats are equally divided among all of our advising sessions. So no matter whether you are in the first session or the last session, you'll have the same opportunity to register for a course. Now, with that said, you still need to be flexible and open-minded about exploring new areas. You will enroll in courses that fulfill requirements. We make sure of that. But they may not necessarily be your first choice. So it's going to be important that you think about stepping into new areas, exploring new ideas. Now, after your academic advising and registration appointment, registration will close to allow us to assist other students with registration throughout the summer. Then mid-September, just shortly before school begins, registration will reopen to allow you to make adjustments to your schedule. Now, if you have any questions about the academic advising sessions, I encourage you to review the newly admitted section of the Drummond Center website, and I'll share that in the chat after I'm done talking today. Well, I really look forward to seeing you this summer during the advising sessions. I appreciate your time. Now I'd like to introduce you to Cameron Borio, Assistant Director for New Student and Parent Programs, who will share information about all the other great events in orientation. Thank you.
Thanks, Laura. First off, welcome and congratulations to all of you. We're so excited that we get to finally welcome y'all to our campus and the SCU community. So my name is Cameron Barrio. I'm the Assistant Director for New Student and Parent Programs here at Santa Clara University. And I am here with one of our senior orientation leaders, Maddie. And we're going to talk about new student and parent programs and orientation and what to expect this summer and some dates. So I am going to share a presentation with all of you. Okay. So first and foremost, our goal in orientation is to connect you with the resources, information, and people that you are going to need to feel successful, to feel like this is a place where you're going to succeed and confident that you're going to achieve great things over the 4 years that you're here with us. For parents, our goal is the same thing. We want you to feel confident that you are investing in your student in the right university. And we are here as every day to make sure that we can connect you with the resources that you need to be successful once you start here at Santa Clara University. And so where we have a lot of information, we want to focus on something called the Bronco Exchange. This is our online platform for first year and transfer students to connect with each other over the summer. And it allows us to centralize events. It also allows us to connect students with other students. It is like Facebook, but except for a much smaller community, just our first year and transfer students. It allows us to have events. We'll have 2 to 3 events a day over the summer, ranging from just getting to know each other, also info sessions and so many other things. But I am going to hand it over to Maddie and let her talk about the Bronco Exchange and what is happening here.
Hi, everyone. As Cam said, my name is Maddie Javier, and I am one of the senior orientation leaders for this summer, meaning I helped out on Bronco Exchange last summer with orientation, and I'm coming back again to do it for this summer. And so on the next slide, Bronco Exchange, as Cameron was saying, is an online platform for incoming first-year students, and it has a lot of different features. So you are able to find your classmates, so that includes the other incoming students and other orientation leaders. We have different pathways, which are kind of these step-by-step or to-do lists. They range from fun activities to more things to get done and learn how to use the program and the platform. We have different groups available. They range from regional groups, such as connecting with people who live in similar areas as you, the College of Arts and Science, the School of Engineering. Last year we had one that was share your pets. So people could post pictures of their pets. And then we also have events. So these are some of our past events that we had last summer. And we want to plan on doing similar events. Some of my favorites were our digital escape room. We also had a musical talent show where students performed for us, and that was a lot of fun. And for this summer, we want to continue to do these types of events, but also build on more events. So they're not just social or fun events, but we also have informational events. Another one of my favorites that I thought was super helpful was an online class tips event, especially since it was hard navigating for a lot of students going into Zoom for their first year of college or transferring to a new school. So these are just some of the other events that we held last summer.
Awesome, thanks, Maddie. And this platform is so important because it does allow us, where in the past when we had on-campus orientation, we were able to connect with people in person for a 2-day experience. Most of the time they left and then we didn't see them until September, and it was tough to keep those connections. With this, we can connect with all of you from the start of June all the way to when school starts. Like I said, we will have something every day on the Bronco Exchange. There will always be somebody to chat with to get the resources that you need. And in a little bit after this, Claire is going to show us how to sign up for the Bronco Exchange. Some of you have already done this, some of you haven't, but to all of our students, we encourage you to get on this platform and start looking around to see what it has to offer. We cannot wait to hang out with you over the summer. So of course there are other things, and we want to focus on the Bronco Exchange, but there are going to be some required things that you need to complete over the summer. These will have an expiration date of by the time the beginning of the quarter starts, and we will send out that information when it comes and send reminders as is. We will have essential university resources online module that can be completed in your own time, and we will open it up on July 1st. And so you'll have about 2.5 months to complete that module. In August, we'll start our Becoming a Bronco series, which is part of the first year experience. And you'll be required to complete an online diversity module. Again, we will send out this information very often starting in July. And also we also want to connect with you. We also know that email is not the best way for all of you, or your preferred way to contact and communicate and gain information. We have our Instagram account. Feel free to reach out to us at any time. Our TikTok's on here, and also for our YouTube, we are going to be posting about resources and information that's coming all over campus, and try to compartmentalize it into one place where you can check out these videos and these resources. Now, for parents and family members here, what do we have for you? The great thing is that we are going to do programming all through July and a little bit of June with panels and info sessions going throughout that entirety of the time. Most of them are going to be on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. We're going to offer them at different times, different parts of the week, and in a whole bunch of offers. We will get more information to you on this in our Bronco Prep Guide. So we want to share a couple more resources with you. Our email is on right here. We have also our past orientation prep guides that you can check out. These are things that we've sent to the emails of all of the students who have been admitted. And the way we have gotten y'all's emails is that we've used your students' information of the parents that they have posted in y'all's email information to send you these Bronco prep guides. Of course, if you're not receiving them, just shoot us an email and we'd be happy to put you on the subscribe list, or you can go to our website, scu.edu/orientation/guides, and it will archive all of the past guides, as well as have a place to sign up there. Last but not least, welcome weekend. So we're all waiting for September. We cannot wait to welcome you on campus and really celebrate something that's so fantastic. First off, the start of students' college career, but also our chance to use our campus. All of us be able to use our campus and be on campus and be on with each other again. So the move-in date for this will be September 18th is where nearly all first-year students are going to move in. After this, we will have events going throughout the whole day. We'll have vendor fairs, which is companies coming from around the city to help with move in and have anything that y'all may have forgot or may need to pick up and have it all on campus. We'll also have new student welcome, new family welcome, our class pictures, and close it off with a mass and reception on that Sunday. And then hopefully they will schedule SCU women's soccer, our national championship Broncos, and hopefully they will schedule them against Stanford, and then we will beat them by a score of 3-1. That's my prediction. But we will see when we get there. Of course, we know that we're going to be sending you a lot of information, and that this is a lot of stuff is coming at your way. And our goal over here is just to make sure that we're here for you when you need us and whatever you need us for. So again, thank you. Congratulations on getting here. We're so excited to welcome you over this summer. And I am going to send it over to Claire to talk about Bronco Exchange.
Yeah, thank you so much to Cam and Laura, our wonderful colleagues across our Santa Clara campus, for sharing all that great information with you. I do want to say, I see that we've gotten a lot of questions that have been coming through the chat. We are not going to necessarily be able to get to all of them today. Also, a lot have already been answered by Cam and Laura because they're wonderful mind readers, which is excellent. But just know that if your question is not answered, you can always follow up with us later. I do have a really brief video I'm going to show. It's about 2 minutes, and it is specifically about Bronco Exchange. As Cam and Maddie both stressed, this is where everything's happening. So you got to get on Bronco Exchange if you are not already. Many of our incoming students are already there, which is awesome. And if you are not there yet and you're an incoming student, that's okay. It's not too late. If you are a parent, I do want to be clear. While you can potentially sit behind your student and see them interact with Bronco Exchange, unfortunately, you cannot create your own Bronco Exchange account. Currently, it is specifically for our students and our Santa Clara campus community. So if you want to know what's going on, encourage your student to make a Bronco Exchange account and then maybe lean over their shoulder while they're checking out the events. So like I said, I'm going to show a video. I am going to, fair warning, sometimes the video quality goes in and out. So if we notice it's not quite working, I will share a link to the video so that we can make sure that you all get it. But if you give me just a minute, I'm going to prep. And it looks like we're ready to go.
Being admitted. In order to access future admitted student virtual events, you'll have to create a quick account with Bronco Exchange. This is an interactive platform that will allow you to attend sessions and meet faculty, staff, and students through chats and video calls. Let's get started. Go to broncoexchange.peoplegrow.com and click on Join Our Community, which will prompt you to register. Click on the gray email button to start the login process. Please enter your first and last name, the email address you used for your SU application portal, and create a new password. Passwords require a minimum of 8 characters, including an uppercase letter, a lowercase letter, and a number. Once you've saved your password for future use, go ahead and click on Create Account. You will see a pop-up banner prompting you to send a confirmation email. Click on this. If you do not use the same email address as the one for your SU application portal, then you won't see this banner. So please try again or contact Admission Network at scu.edu for help. Go to your email inbox and look for the email titled Verify Your Email and click on that button. This will take you back to the Bronco Exchange homepage where you will activate your account with your email. You will have to re-enter your password and click Continue. From here, you'll be taken to an About You page. Feel free to add a profile picture, a creative headline that describes you, and your location. The next page will ask you some background information. And then finally, although this isn't required, you will be asked to answer some matching questions that we highly encourage you to do so that we can match you with a student or alumni of similar interests. When complete with your profile, click on the Events tab on the red menu bar in the top right. Here you can see and register for all admitted student events you wish to attend. When you find one you like, simply click on the green Register button. You'll receive an automatic confirmation email for every event you register for. On the day of the event, come back to Bronco Exchange to access the session by clicking on the picture or the session title. At the bottom of the description section, click Access Session Here, which will open Zoom in a new window. In the event that a Zoom link is already at capacity, we will live stream some of the sessions. Simply click on the live stream link located below the Zoom link. That's it. You're ready to participate in Bronco Exchange for all of our virtual admitted student events. Hope to see you there.
Okay, stop my screen. All right, so I know that was a lot of information too in a quick video. So what I am dropping into the chat right now, please feel free to copy down and secure some place that you have easy access to. That first link is the original link to get into Bronco Exchange. So that will bring you right to our homepage. Again, remember, if you're going to be creating an account, please make sure the student is creating the account. Another detail that I really want to highlight that was shared by our colleague Erin, who is narrating that video, is that you need to use the email account, whatever address you use to create your application to Santa Clara. So this is not using your Santa Clara email address because you don't have access to that. It is specifically your personal email account that you used to apply to Santa Clara. That second link is a link to the YouTube video that we just watched together. Feel free to watch it as many times as you need, pause it, slow it down, whatever you need to do to get on Bronco Exchange. And also in that email link is the email address that you can reach out to if you are still having issues and are unable to connect to Bronco Exchange. So no matter where you're at, we're going to work with you. We'll get you onto the platform. I've hosted a number of events on the platform. We have used it for our students throughout the past few months. And I can say it is easy to have everything located in one place. And our great friends in the orientation office would love you to get on there sooner so you can have access to all the great events they're going to be providing to our incoming students. So just a little heads up where we're at. We've got about 10 minutes left in this session. We can scroll through and see if we've got some questions that are more general that we can address at this time. I do know that my colleagues have been answering some of the questions into the chat already, which is super helpful. So thank you for that. But if you are still wondering about something, feel free to chat that question into us right now. We may be able to address it. But again, if not, you can email us later and we're happy to connect with you. Also, just as a note too, if you are staying on, we do have another session tonight. You get a 2-for-1 deal by signing in. No need for you to go to a different Zoom link. Everything's in the same place. The second session tonight is about One Stop. So if you have any questions about financial aid or billing or credits, all of those great questions, if we see those already coming into the chat, please just know we're going to wait and we're going to let our One Stop team address those later. But for now, I'm going to take a little scroll back to see if there's any questions we can address. But for Cam, Laura, and AJ, if you saw anything of note that you feel like we should address now, feel free to unmute yourself and kind of chime in. One I'll address really quickly. I've noticed we've gotten a lot of questions about housing. I did put this into the chat. We do have an incredible housing video that was done by our colleagues in both the housing office and the Office of Residential Life. Those are actually two different offices on our campus, and they do a great job of explaining how they're different. That video is on our YouTube page, SCU Admission. I highly encourage you to check that page out if you haven't already. There is tons of amazing recorded content on there, and that is where we also upload all of our other recorded videos. But a big question I saw come in multiple times was, when are you going to find out your housing assignment? I know that's what everyone wants to know. The housing office has said that they will be reaching out to you via email in August. So in August, you will receive both your housing assignment, so which of the RLCs you are assigned to. As a reminder, even if you are a student who is living at home and commuting to Santa Clara, you are still assigned an RLC, or a residential learning community. So you will still be getting a housing, quote unquote, assignment, even if you are a commuting student. And if you are living on campus, you will also receive information at that time about your roommate. Housing applications were already due. If you do not have yours in, make sure you are reaching out to our housing office ASAP to make sure that you can be accommodated. They are great. They will work with you, but just know that you do have to reach out if you recognize that you haven't submitted any of your paperwork yet. You should have already received an email notice from us, though, if that was the case. I'm seeing a lot of questions about AP tests and AP scores. Like AJ mentioned earlier, we know that this year, more than any year, timelines are a bit wacky. So if scores are coming in a little later than normal, don't panic. We are not going to hold that against you, but you need to submit them as soon as possible. I am noticing also a lot of specific questions about that Calc readiness exam and about the second language placement test. As I mentioned, videos will be coming. I put this in the chat, so I'll say it verbally now. We are actually working with the directors of both of those programs right now to get you specific information, and those will be sent out as videos to all incoming students and parents, hopefully sometime next week. I actually have been recording the questions that have been coming in so we can make sure they are addressed within those videos. But just so you are aware, for the calculus readiness exam, just because you took calculus in high school does not mean you are automatically exempt. For a lot of our majors on campus that require calculus, we need to know at what level within our collegiate classes we will be placing you into. So the way to not have to take the calculus readiness exam is not just by having taken calculus in the past, but you would have to submit AP test scores from either calculus AB or calculus BC. So just be aware that just because you have calculus on your transcript does not mean you automatically do not need to take the placement exam. There are a few students who do not need to take the exam if they will not be taking any type of calculus course at Santa Clara. That is all outlined on the website as well. That admitted student website that AJ pulled up earlier really does include the links to all the different offices you would need to connect to. So always go there first if you have any questions. One other thing I know that I can at least address about the language placement is even if you are taking a brand new language, you still need to take the language placement exam. And so more information about that will be forthcoming as well. To my colleagues, were there any questions that you wanted to address that you saw, AJ?
Well, I just saw one that said, what if you took calculus in college? And so again, to whoever, let's see, Alice, I think Alice put that. So yeah, so that's one of those things where as soon as you get us your transcript, you'll get credit for that, right? And one thing I want to mention in terms of like AP scores and things like that, or what classes are within a particular major, that kind of thing. So again, you guys are the information generation. You have all this information at your fingertips, quite frankly. If you go to the SCU website and in the search tool, you put AP credit, it'll take you to our bulletin, academic bulletin, which is online. And you can see all of the different subjects that we accept credit for and the requisite scores for those. It'll also take you, I believe Drummond has on their website, but also the bulletin will kind of let you, well, Drummond at least will kind of tell you, all the different classes that are required for a specific major. And Laura, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's in both the bulletin and the website that you guys offer. So the information is really at your fingertips, and it just takes a little bit of digging to find out that sort of the minutia academically.
So if I can add, thanks, AJ. I just want to point out that in the chat, I've been answering some of those questions that you all put out there, but I also listed Drummond Center email so that if you or your student hasn't registered for a session yet, go ahead and email us. And then also I posted our website. If you go to the Drummond Center website, there is a section designed for newly admitted students. But if you want to peruse our website, you will see that for current students, we have all of the checklists for all of the different majors for our students. And you can kind of see what's out there in terms of some majors that you're interested in. You can't change your major during the advising session, but you can definitely have a discussion with the advisor about your interests. And you can also, as you're going through the Camino course, take a look at it, and we will actually have it broken out by different major areas. So arts and humanities, social sciences, natural sciences, and you can take a look and see how the core curriculum changes ever so slightly for some of those majors and what that means. And also take a look and see all the different majors and the major courses in there. So hopefully that'll help you. I really encourage you. I know you have lots of questions, and we're always getting asked, can I see an advisor beforehand? Just know we have our website. We have the Camino course, that is the first year advising and registration course. Once you go through those, I think it's going to answer multiple questions. And then don't worry, you're going to have that advising appointment where you're actually going to talk to someone live who's an advisor who can walk you through your questions. And the great thing is you'll be with another student who might ask questions that you didn't even think about. So good luck with that. And I wish you all the best, and you'll get through this. Don't worry. I know it can be scary at times.
Thanks so much, Laura, for adding all of that in. I did see a question that came in about adding a second major. That's definitely something that is very popular here at Santa Clara. If you want to be adding or picking up an additional major on top of your first primary major, that is something that, again, you will do with your academic advisor. That is not something you will do before you meet with your advisor. That's also why on your application, you can only list one. You can't list two different majors that you're coming into campus with. Also, definitely notice in our chat, I know it can be hard amidst all the questions, but there have been some answers that have been put in there and some emails. So please definitely check out that, especially if I know like the athletics question was just answered. Thanks, AJ, for taking care of that. AJ is also our athletics liaison here in the admission office. Laura or Cam, maybe Laura actually, has there been a finalized academic calendar for 2021 to 2022 posted yet?
Yes. So if you actually go in there to the registrar, I think under academic calendar, I think at this point, Claire, it's still just a PDF. So if you scroll down to the bottom, I believe it's there, it'll say PDF for 21, 22. So it is there. You're just going to have to do a little bit of digging right now. I am sure they're working on adding that to the main calendar shortly.
I just shared a link that brings you directly to the PDF pages.
Thanks, Kim.
And that's through 2024, 25. So it's there.
Love to see the teamwork. Well, thank you so much, everyone. We are just at the end of our session. We did have some time built in between the two sessions so that you weren't all staring at a screen for 2 hours straight, also so we can take a little bit of a break. So thank you so much. Huge thank you to Cam and to Laura and to AJ for joining us. It's evening for us, right? A little bit after hours for us. And to Maddie as a student who was at the end of her spring quarter, so she's got plenty going on. Huge thank you to joining us, sharing your expertise, answering all of our questions. We greatly appreciate it. To all of my parents and students who are still with me, I will be here with you for the next hour and 15 minutes. So just so you are aware of what this will look like, I'm going to share my screen again. I'm going to put kind of a slide so you can see who's going to be speaking to you next. Again, it's our one-stop office who's going to be talking about all of the wonderful things you can go to them for help, specifically some of our upcoming parent-oriented or guardian-oriented deadlines like billing, health insurance, things like that. So I'm going to put some music back on and we will be back in just about 15 minutes. But again, thanks so much for joining us. Hopefully you're sticking around for the second session. And also we will have some more sessions coming in future weeks, which we will let you know about as those get scheduled. So thanks everyone for joining. I'll see you again in about 15 minutes.